me first just start by saying you're gonna hear a lot of noise. I got my AC on, I have people upstairs who are renovating their apartment. You're gonna hear a lot of noise. Today's video is going to focus on highlighting your skin for everybody, but with an emphasis on dark skin. I get so many messages from dark skin women. I don't know how to highlight. Can I highlight? Highlighting won't look right. Nothing I'm using is working. I'm looking ghostly. I'm looking this, that, and the third. Let me just start out by saying you can highlight your skin with a plethora of products. You can highlight with eyeshadow, you can highlight with cream, you can highlight with designated highlighting powders, you can highlight with bronzers, you can highlight with concealer, you can highlight with foundation that is a little bit lighter than your skin tone. I will have video links in the bottom bar to a few videos I've done on this subject. I want to just go ahead and move forward because it's gonna maybe take a little bit of a little while. First thing I'm gonna do is, I have oily skin. I get a lot of questions about this type of thing, especially for summer. I use a mattifying primer underneath my foundation. Another thing, my pink hair. Pinky will be back. I find when I do makeup videos with Pinky, people are not concentrating on the makeup or whatever I'm talking about. They're concentrating on rating the hair. I love it, I hate it, it's ghetto, it's ratchet, it's awesome. And I just kind of want this to be about the makeup. So Pinky's also gonna undergo a little bit of construction. I'm going to dye the lace with some tea and darken it a bit. And I'm also going to be reconditioning Pinky. And I am also going to maybe cut her into a chin length bob. If you don't know who Pinky is, I will have some links in the bottom bar, kind of with some videos for my pink wig, but I'm sure you've seen it by now. So I've got the mattifying primer all over my face. When you use primer, moisturizer, and then foundation, you're going to want to make sure they're all under one guise of being either oil-free or regular. Everything I'm using right now is really good for oily skin. I'm not even positive if this is oil-free. Yes, they are. Skin Perfecting Full Coverage Cream Foundation absorbs oil for a stay true powder soft finish all day. This is awesome, you guys. This is like my new favorite foundation. Yes, so you're gonna want to make sure everything is oil-free. You can't use an oily moisturizer, then use an oil-free foundation, then put a powder on top and think your makeup is gonna look bomb all day. It's not. Another thing that I get a lot of questions about is how does my makeup not oxidize so red or so this or so that? I don't set my foundation with a colored powder ever. I see it as pointless because you're putting foundation on top of foundation. It's gonna rub off, then they're gonna oxidize separately. They may be different colors. Every now and again I do it. For the most part, I don't. As you can also see, I've got my eyebrows done. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of the foundation on the back of my hand. Okay, so now we got our base done. Now, depending on what you're gonna highlight with, that kind of is gonna let you know what your next step is. If I was gonna highlight with powder, which I'm gonna highlight with both today, and I'm gonna show you why. If I'm gonna highlight with powder, you're gonna set your foundation because you want your foundation finish to be powder to powder. You know, powder foundation finish to a powder product. If you're gonna set it with cream, then you can go in and do your cream products. There's only pretty much powder and cream products. If you're going to use a liquid, then you're going to do the same thing. If you're going to use a cream, you're not going to set your foundation. I hope that makes sense. The first product I will be using is, I'm going to highlight under my eyes, since that's a really popular look. You guys asked me a lot about it. I did it in a Kim Kardashian video, and then I received a whole bunch of guff about it. Go figure. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to highlight under your eye area. Now you can use concealer, you can use an actual highlighting product, you can use a bright concealer or foundation. That's exactly what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be using my Graftobian palette. This is warm number 2, and the colors I'm going to use under my eye is Deep Xan, and that is right here. It's not that bright. I personally don't like the super bright under eye look for every day. For special occasions, if I'm going to be on camera, or if I'm going for like a super high glam look, then I will use a brighter color. But today we're going to use Deep Xan. And I'm just going to take it, and first I'm going to place it anywhere where I have kind of like a bag or a circle or anything. If you have baggy under eyes, you have to play with your lighting. Everywhere where it's deep, you're going to put a bright color. Everywhere where it's popping out or the skin is looking crepey and bright, then you're going to want to tone that down just a bit. I'm actually looking for a model now so I can demonstrate that for you. But as you can see, the difference is already pretty good, and the difference so far just makes this eye look a little bit out more, like I've just been a little bit well rested. It even makes me look a little bit younger. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that on my brush, and now I'm going to bring it down a bit further to create that higher cheekbone type of look. And I like to kind of bring it from under my eyebrow here, so when I turn my face, the eyebrows popping, the cheekbones popping, and then I'll apply a bit to my jaw, and I'll have all these high points on my face standing out, looking very, very chiseled. You can bring it to your hairline if that's the type of look you like. I generally don't, but for the purpose of this video, I will. And then I'm just going to go in with my Sigma F05 brush and blend it out. You can tap, you can blend, do whatever you have to do to kind of get the effect you're looking for. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of Golden Sunset from my Graftobian palette. It's a little bit lighter than Deep Xanth. And I'm going to take that and place that right in the tear duct area of my eye and sweep that out a little bit. I'm also going to sweep it in my eye area and blend it out. Now do realize that this is my technique. This is what works for me. Every time I do a video like this, I get, oh, so-and-so does it like this, or so-and-so does it like that, or you almost have it right, but so-and-so actually does this. Your guru is not my God. I am not a God, nor am I a guru. I'm a content creator, and everyone does everything a little bit differently. So please spare me with the comments about who does what way, okay? Because you have to do what works for your face, okay? So I'm now going to take some right here along my jaw, just to pop out my jaw a little bit, and you'll see what I'm doing once I add my contour. This just helps. If you have a very pronounced jaw or you have a very square face, this is something that you can skip. You can definitely try it because it's just makeup. If you don't like it, you can wash it off. You can definitely try it first before you make it a part of your daily routine, because it can make your face look a little bit too square and hard if you already have a more square face. I'm going to do the same thing on this side of my face. Okay, so now that my face is pretty much highlighted, you can see my cheekbones a lot more clearly, and my face just looks a little bit more chiseled. I don't have on a heap of makeup. If you want, you can completely stop here, but I'm now going to go in with Deep Xanth and also highlight my eyebrows. I actually got my eyebrows done yesterday for the first time in a while. I was actually letting them grow out, and when it comes to me, the way I like to highlight my eyebrows is with a skin tone color that's naturally found in my face. This is the color that I place in the center of my face. And I like to blend it downward and blend it out really, really well. I'm not the type to like to have a harsh, definitive line under my brows. I mean, it does make your eyebrows look more freshly done, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I'm going to go in and blend this to the best of my ability. Okay, so there you go. My eyebrows are nicely highlighted. They look a little bit more, I guess, angular. They look fresher, and it just helps to bring a little bit more attention to your eye area without actually having on, you know, eyeshadow, whatever the case may be. I constantly go in and blend my makeup. It's just a habit. I'm almost done using cream products, so I will be setting my foundation soon, but now I'm going to go in one more time with Deep Xanth, and I'm going to highlight my nose. Personally, I just like to draw a nice line right down the center of my nose, and then I'll highlight the tip Sometimes I go all the way through, sometimes I just do kind of like the exclamation type of deal, and then I take a beauty blender and I blend it out. And there you go. As you can see, it makes your nose look taller and a little bit slimmer. This is going to go in and continue to just blend it out. Make sure everything is seamless. It does highlight. You can see that it's highlighting, but it's not just some weird stripe down my nose. Every now and again, my blending for my nose highlight is not the best. I understand my camera is super high def and sometimes I don't really realize how much you can actually see. But that is pretty much how I would do it on a daily basis. So now I'm going to go in with some Tarte Smooth Operator Micronized Clay Finishing Powder. And I'm just going to dust that all over my face. More so in a stamping motion than in a swirling motion. Stamping it really just helps your makeup to stay on better. You're not moving the actual product as much. Sometimes I swirl, sometimes I stamp. When I'm conscious of what I'm doing, I stamp it. But out of habit, sometimes I swirl. Okay, and as you can see, this powder is stark white and my skin is black and it blends right in. Now, if you find a setting powder that is not working for you, it's probably because your skin is dry and it's not being, the powder is not being absorbed by the oil in your skin. It's not disappearing into your skin. Maybe your skin's too dry. Maybe you don't need that type of setting powder, or maybe the setting powder you're using is just too chalky. The ones I like are Makeup Forever, Tarte, NYC, and e.l.f. also makes a really good one. Now, for dark-skinned women especially, I like this Sally Girl Brow Kit because there are two very dark powders here. As you can see, you have a super dark powder, then you have a medium dark powder. I just take my brush across the two of them. If you're super, super dark, ebony skin, you can even use a little bit of a black or purple eyeshadow. It's going to go lightly. And blend it out. Now, you don't have to use a special highlighting powder. You don't have to go and get Makeup Forever MAC Smashbox. You don't have to get anything special. Now, I just told you that that was a eyebrow kit. Okay, you can use eyeshadow, eyebrow kits. You can use powder, foundation that's too dark for your skin tone. Make sure it is matte and make sure it matches the undertone of your skin. So there, I've lightly highlighted and contoured. And you can already see my face is becoming extremely defined and chiseled and three-dimensional. Next, for my highlighting powder, I'm going to go in with this from Milani. This is called Amber Nectar, and it's just a highlighting powder. It's just a really inexpensive illuminating face powder, ultra smooth highlighter, bronzer, and blush. You can use it for all three depending on what skin tone you are. If you are a paler toned woman, you can use this for blush. Probably anywhere from medium to dark skin, I would recommend using this as a highlighting powder. I'm going to go in with my brush, get it just on the tips, and sweep that on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, I kind of like to bring it along the side and then turn my face and dust it a little bit on the top of my cheekbone, just a little. Take a little bit of the remainder and just lightly wash it over my eyes, center of my forehead, down my nose, and chin. If you like a little bit more of a defined highlight, I'm going to go in with a finer brush. This is my Sam Chapman Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to go in and add a bit more. Now, if you like a matte highlight, you can use like a foundation or a concealer. Like I said, it's summer. I kind of like my skin to look a little bit glowy. I'm going to sweep a whole bunch of this into my eye socket. It's going to make my eyes look brighter and more awake. And following that, I'm going to take my Sally Girl palette. I'm going to take a little bit of a dark brown and just sweep it. That just helps to bring back some of the definition to your eye. I'm just going to take it and swirl it in and blend it. Take a little bit and sweep it down either side of your nose very lightly. On my lips, I'm going to go in with this is a L'Oreal lip gloss, and this is in Really Rose. And then for my blush, I'm going to use Mai Tai. And then you have the highlight, you have the contour, and you have the blush. And your face is a perfect canvas. It's not blank, but from here you can apply eyelashes. You can apply some mascara if you don't wear eyelashes, some liner and all that good stuff. It's really simple and easy. Okay, so I quickly want to show you how to do the super quickest little smoky cat eye. What I'm going to do is take this little eyeliner palette here. This is from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm just going to take that black on the Sigma E05, and I'm going to run it from my bottom lashes up and inward. Now I'm going to take my Sigma E30 and smudge that out. Now I'm going to take my Sigma E70 and just further bring that into my eye crease just a little. Go in with some Rimmel mascara. Okay guys, so that is it for my super easy highlighting and contouring with an emphasis on dark skin. Like I said, if you find yourself a few shades darker than me and the contouring especially is giving you a hard time, try a little bit of black, a little bit of dark purple or dark navy blue eyeshadow, and you should be good to go. Highlighting, you can use any product. You can use eyeshadow, cream, concealer, foundation, etc, etc. As always guys, I want to thank you so much for commenting, rating, and subscribing. I'll be in touch and hopefully you'll do the same. Bye.